Detailed summary in Troy. To fill Troy tells one of the most legendary stories in Greek mythology, basic and Homer epic poem to Iliad. Beyond its battles and heroes, it is a story about pride, love, ambition, and the inevitable destiny that governs the life of both men and gods. The history begins with conflict between the kingdoms of Greece and the powerful city of Troy. One of the richest amongst Smith's civilization of the ancient world. The apparent cause of the war is the forbidden love between Paris, Prince of Troy, and Helen, the wife of the Spartan king Menelaus. When Paris takes Helen back to Troy, this is seen as an unforgivable insult to Greek honor and spur a massive war. Menelaus' brother Agamemnon, an ambitious ruler gone dream of uniting all of Greece under his control, uses the event as a pretext for conquest. He gathered the Greek kingdoms into a colossal army, the greatest ever assembled. Among his warriors is Achilles. Achilles, the most feared and celebrated fighter of his age, a man driven not by loyalty or politics, but by the desire for eternal glory. Achilles seeks immortality through fame, standing apart from the mob debates of kings and generals. When the great army lands on the shores of Troy, the conflict becomes not only a war for power, but a clash of ideals, honor, pride, and human destiny. The Trojans, protected by their mighty walls and led by the noble Priamo and his valiant son Hector, are prepared to defend their city. Hector, the moral heir of the story, embodies loyalty, courage, and love for his people. His devotion to family and duty contrasts with Achilles' self-centered pursuit of greatness. As the war unfolds, a deep rivalry grows between Hector and Achilles, one fighting for home and family, the other for personal glory. Their inevitable duel becomes the emotional centerpiece of the story. When Achilles kills Hector, the moment is both triumph and tragedy. Victory brings his no satisfaction, and he begins to realize the emptiness of his quest. Inside Troy, despair spread. The Trojan believed themselves protected by fight and by their walls, but the grace turned to cunning. The clever warriors Odysseus devised strategies. He ordered the construction of a gigantic wooden horse, which the Trojan mistake for a peace offering, believing the war to be over at the beginning. The horse into the city, unaware that Greek soldiers are hidden inside. That night, under the cover of darkness, the Greeks emerged, open the gates and useless destruction. Troy burns and the once great city falls. Amid the chaos, Achilles searches for Briseis, the Trojan woman he loves. The one reawakening his humanity. Their love, born in the midst of war, becomes fragile symbol of hope in a world collapsing around them. Jack Achilles meets his destiny when Paris shocks an arrow into his hell his only weakness. The greatest warrior of Greece dies, but his legend as select forever. In the end, Troy is consumed by flames, but his memory and tale of ice arrows endurance to feel close with the Messiah attack kingdoms may fall, but stories are eternal. Through sacrifice, love, the quest for glory, through becomes not merely a tale of war, but a reflection on the human condition, the fragility of life, the hunger for meaning, the timeless desire to be remembered. Cultural importance of Troy. The film Troy left a profound cultural impact on humanity, not only as a cinematic success but as a war tour, reigniting global fascination with classical mythology, ancient history, and universal human values such as heroism, honor, and destiny. I was far more than an epic blockbuster. It became a bright between my own modernity, reminding the world that the story of God and main style resonate deeply in contemporary society. At the time, Troja represented a revival of the mythological epic genre and ways had long been dormant. Its grand visual scale, monumental setting, and human portrayal of legendary heroes captivated a new generation that previously knew Greek myths only distant tales. The film brought iconic figures like Achilles, Hector, Paris, and Helen to life, revealing that behind every legend lies a profound human struggle of love, ambition, betrayal, and a longing for immortality. Symbolically, Troy refine the traditional idea of heroism. I saw way that heroes and now follows go be human beings driven by passion, conflict, and vulnerability. Achilles, in particular, became a mirror for the modern individual, powerful and angry, yet internally lost in the search for meaning. His desire for eternal remembrance reflects society's obsession with fame, legacy, and simply immortality. Conversely, Hector embodied the virtues of humanity, family, and duty. His courage, a sense of moral responsibility, offered a counterpoint to the arrogance of power, inspired the audience to reflect on what true greatness means. In an age increasingly skeptical of war and conquest, Hector's character represents honor grounded in compassion, not dominance. Culturally, Troy sparked a renewed academic and artistic interest in Greek mythology and classical literature following Israelites. There was a surge in theatrical adaptation, scholarly study, and popular discussion about ancient myths and their modern reinterpretation. Universities, Twitter, and historians revisited the Iliad as a timeless mirror of human nature. Artistically, the film influenced later cinema by blending spectacle with emotional depth. I paved the way for a new era of mythological and historical storytelling. I feel such a stretching Class of the Titan and Immortal is powerful soundtrack, stunning landscapes, and tragic tone gave the hinder a more human and introspective dimension, turning Warham legend into vehicles for philosophical reflection. Ultimately, Troy left behind a timeless messiah civilization false book story endured in a world increasingly dominated by technology and transcience The film Reming the Humanity Tagmice are now released as the past book verses of memory, a way to preserve remaining values and identity across generation. Truth reaffirmed tag through immortality lies now in Conquest book legacy and tag storytelling remains of one of humanity's most powerful forms of eternity. The five most important and iconic questions about truth. The film Troy has spared deep philosophical and cultural reflection through his character and themes. Explores timeless questions about heroism, love, destiny, and the human desire for immortality. Below are the five most iconic questions and their detailed interpretation. Number 1. What does Achilles represent as a human mythical figure? Achilles embodies the eternal conflict between glory and mortality. He is an invincible warrior yet enslaved by his own ambition to be remembered forever. He represents the universal human journey for meaning, to live bravely, big leap, a lasting mark. Achilles' strength is both physical and existential. He knows greatness demands sacrifice. His character reflects the human ego's battle with fate and the fragility of subsistence. Itself making him both a hero and a tragic symbol of humanity's quest for eternal recognition. Number 2. Why is Hector considered the true moral hero of the story? Unlike Achilles, Hector fights not for fame but for love. Love for his family, his city, and his people. His heroines are rooted in duty, compassion, and honor. He is the perfect balance between strength and virtue, between courage and humility, and his deed is profoundly moving because he shows that true bravery lies not in victory but in facing fate with dignity. Hector's legacy is more writer than military. He represents the timeless virtue of sacrifice and integrity. What is number 3? What is the symbolic meaning of love between Achilles and Briseis? The relationship between Achilles and Briseis is a moment of tenderness amid the brutality of war. The lover reveals the redemptive power of compassion in a war consumed by violence and pride. Briseis awakens Achilles' lost humanity, becoming a symbol of the base and vulnerability. Hex secretly craft their connection, suggesting the fiercest warrior carries an human hair, and tag love is the only force capable of defeating destiny. Number 4. What does the fall of Troy represent beyond war itself? The fall of Troy symbolizes the inevitability of the fate and the downfall of human pride. More than a military defeat, it represents the consequence of arrogance, greed, and ambition. The burning of the city is not just a tragedy of history, but a reflection of how civilization collapsed when moral and spiritual values fade. Troy's destruction is an allegory for human fragility in Paris, book ideals and story endure through time. Number 5. What lesson does the day of Achilles teach? Achilles did mark the culmination of his transformation. Struck him his only wake point. His hell had his full teeth in his destiny, yet in the amazing immortality the soul has far rebelled that heaven the grace heroes are immortal, but their legacy can transcend the time. The film teaches that true glory lies not in dominate or survival, but in being remembered for once. Courage and humanity. Achilles' story remains that greatness and vulnerability are inseparable truths of the human condition.